guys, what's going on? It's Anthony and
Amanda,
and we are basically interviewing each other today. So Amanda is starting a YouTube channel, and as you know, I have this YouTube channel, and so she's going to interview me, and you guys are going to get to know me more.
Yeah, let's get to know Anthony a little bit better. Yeah. So Anthony, I think I've known you, what, like about a year now?
Yeah, about a year. It's crazy. I moved to Arizona in 2018, and we met on Instagram, so that's pretty cool.
That is so crazy. That was so pivotal for me when we met, because that was really like my first time meeting someone off the internet.
Yeah.
And because we had such a good experience and like a good like little trip with those other Instagram drone people, like it allowed me to just continue reaching out to people and has led to some amazing experiences.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure the same has been for you, right?
Yeah, Instagram is crazy. Like everything that came from Instagram is insane. Like in terms of my business, meeting people like you, and just all the adventures that have came from it. Instagram's amazing. So we love Instagram over here.
So great. Not to mention all the location scouting.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We're so lucky to live in a state like Arizona. So we've got amazing places to capture.
Oh yeah, definitely. So talk to strangers on the internet.
Yeah. Get to know people. We live in a new age of technology.
Okay, Anthony, so let's get into it.
Awesome.
You want to tell me the first time you heard of drones and like how you got started with them?
So the first time I ever heard about drones, I would say it was 2013 or 2014, sometime around that time. And I found out about DJI. They were the very first drone company, and I really wanted a Phantom. So at the end of 2015, at the end of 2014, I got my first Phantom, the DJI Phantom FC40. And that was an interesting experience.
I love this story.
So this is old school drone. So like no built-in camera, like very shoddy remote, you know, you don't have your phone like you do now. So I take it outside and I set this drone up and I turn it on and it takes off like without me doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's like you didn't even like fly it up, it just took off on its own.
It just took off on its own. And I'm like sitting there panicking because this is like a brand new drone. Mm-hmm. And it hits a tree while it's trying to fly away. And later on I found out that the reason why it took off and flew away is because it was calibrated in China. So that means that it was trying to fly back to China. So and if you ask anybody that owned that drone, like it was an issue when that drone came out. So
wow. Yeah,
I almost had a drone fly back to China, my very first drone at that.
Very first time. Did that scare you for the second time you flew?
It definitely did. It definitely did scare me, but I got past it. You know, when you're flying drones, it's all about, you know, keep flying. Anything you do in life, you have to practice at it. So, you know, I knew that was a problem with that drone, and I just never had that happen again, thank God.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was a crazy experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, my next question was, what was your first drone? So I think we got that.
Oh yeah.
How quickly did you really like get comfortable flying your first drone once you got into it?
So for me, it was pretty quick. I mean, it definitely took time and practice, but especially with the FC40, like it's not like today where you've got, you know, great GPS systems in these drones. So it definitely took time, but it was pretty quick. I mean, I've always loved cameras and technology, so drones is like another extension of that. So for me, it was something I'd say I learned fairly quickly.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me with the FC40, you couldn't move the gimbal as you were flying it, so you'd have to land it, change the camera, and then fly it.
Yeah, you have to like adjust the camera tilt to basically how you wanted it to be the whole flight. Yeah. So it was very different than what it is today.
That's so crazy.
We have a lot of control today with these drones versus back then.
Wow.
Yeah, you even had to hit the record button before you take off. So like
the button was on the drone itself?
Yes, it was on the drone.
And when you adjusted the camera, you didn't press a button to adjust the camera. You had to physically like pull the camera.
Physically, yeah.
Oh my god.
Physically adjust it. It was different time. And you did have your phone, like you could connect to the camera via Wi-Fi, but it was a horrible connection and it wasn't very useful at that time. But I don't know, it was just like cool technology to have, I guess, at that time.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I was excited about drones back then.
Oh yeah.
Who wasn't?
Drones are amazing, and just the progression over time, it's been incredible. So you've got Mavic Minis now, but you know, very small, it's crazy.
Oh, I know. Even like the toy drones that are being sold today, I don't know what my dog is doing.
Burrowing himself.
He's always messing with the pillows on my couch. He's literally like he's behind you, covered in pillows.
Hey, Philo.
This is so funny. Oh, there he comes.
Here he is.
Yeah, every day my pillow's on the floor. What was I saying?
We were talking about.
Oh, the drones. Yeah.
The drones. Yeah.
Even like what I paid for my first drone is like double what you would pay for like a toy drone.
Yeah.
Today, that's like even more powerful. It's so crazy.
It is crazy. The technology has just gotten to the point where it's insane to me, and it's only gonna get crazier. So we got the future to look out for.
So crazy. So your Instagram name is AntsDrone.
Yes, it is.
Because your childhood nickname was Ant or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So today, you told me a story about having actual ants on your drone. Can you tell us that?
So, as you guys know that have been watching the channel, I've been doing videos on the Mavic Mini, and I was flying the Mavic Mini in the backyard, and this was like a couple days ago actually. And when I put the drone on the ground, ants started to crawl on it. I'd say literally about 10 ants started to crawl on the drone. And I was just like, well, it looks like they're going for a ride. So I took off, and yeah, the rest is history. They stayed on that drone the whole entire time. And when I landed, they just got off like it was a commercial flight. Like,
this is ant abuse.
Yeah. So it was literally AntsDrone.
And the ants were just like chilling?
Yeah, they literally stayed on the drone. Like ants really are incredible bugs. They have crazy strength, and they stayed on that drone even though I was whipping it back and forth across the backyard, going 100 feet up. Like, they didn't fall off. It's crazy. Like,
wow.
They must have some super strength. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's such a fun story.
Yeah, really, really awesome. Like,
so drones are your livelihood.
Yes, drones and really photography and video in general. But drones are like what my business is based off of. Like, that is how I started my business, as a drone company. But video and photos have kind of like, you know, regular video and photo have kind of like segued into that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is my livelihood. That's what I mainly do. Okay. And now I'm a YouTube partner, so now I can get some part-time income from that too.
That's so fun.
So yeah, really cool. And the jobs I do are commercial and residential real estate, a lot of luxury real estate, especially in Paradise Valley. So yeah, that has been some really good income for me, and I'm trying to expand my business. So we'll see where it goes in the future. It's exciting.
That's so cool. I can definitely see you, like, you love media. I can see you going further into it.
Oh yeah, I love creating content for people, and so that is really like my main passion in doing this. So I love seeing people's reactions, my clients' reactions, your reactions to my videos on YouTube. So it's really awesome. We live in a really cool time.
And you're good at it. Like, I love watching your videos. Even before we met, like your Sedona video at AZ Drone Fest, I was like, wow, this guy's so talented.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Living out here has made it even more fun, just because we have access to all these really cool places. So, and the landscapes, oh my God, like, you just don't get the landscapes like in other parts of the country that you get here. So
no, it is so special here.
It is. It's truly unique. if you've never been to Arizona, you have to come to Arizona. So
I think all your subscribers know that.
Yeah.
You were bringing it home.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us about like the licensure process and how you were able to like legally sell yourself as a drone pilot?
So I got my Part 107 license, which allows me to legally fly for commercial purposes. It's very easy to get, and it took me about 3 weeks or 4 weeks to study. Now I will admit I failed the first test because when I took the test, I did barely any studying that first time.
Okay.
I just thought I could pass it. And then the second time, I actually passed it because I studied.
So you were a little like, oh, I got this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't expect the test to be all, you know, the test is really, has nothing to do with drones. Let me just say that. It has more to do with like, you know, regular airplane language. You know, it's not stuff you use when in drones, when you're flying drones. So it was kind of challenging for me, but you can study fairly quick, get your license, and then from there it was starting my business and working my way up. But yeah, I really encourage anybody that wants to fly drones for a living or for even part-time income, like definitely get your Part 107. You have to. But it was worth it for me. Like without it, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing.
I agree, definitely. Yeah. Even like, I think recreational flyers should have a background knowledge of the laws, because like, no, it's licensed professionals who know what we're doing, we know the laws, but it's typically like people who are unlicensed who tend to be more reckless and then can, you know, kind of ruin it for the rest of us by like, you know, every time accidents happen, there's like a review of the drone laws, so
yeah,
it can get restrictive. Definitely just like make sure you know where you're flying.
Yeah, definitely make sure you know what you're doing. Like, don't just buy a drone at Best Buy and open it. Like, really know what you're doing, because we want to protect drones for everybody.
What about your first paid job? Going back all the way to the beginning.
Wow, that's a good question. So my first paid job was in upstate New York, because that's where I was living. It was a real estate job, and I had just started my business and put myself out there online, and I finally had someone reach out to me. Her name was Adrienne, and she asked me to shoot this house. And so I drove about an hour away from Binghamton, where I was living, to Ithaca.
Okay.
And when I got there, this was the craziest house I've ever seen. It was such a weird design. It was like this long, like weird U-shaped looking thing with like this weird second story that was like circular. So I don't know like what they were going for with the design of the house, but it was a pretty crazy house to shoot. But that was my first paid drone job. So. Oh wow. Yeah.
Well, you'll have to cut in some footage if you have any footage of it still.
Oh, I do. You guys are probably seeing it right now, so.
So fun. And what kind of media? I mean, I guess we sort of touched on this, but it's on my notes, so. Are you more of a photo, video, cinematic? Where do you think you fall?
So I would definitely say I'm more of a video guy.
Okay.
I love creating cinematic video, but also just video in general. Like editing video is by far my favorite thing to do over any other media, like photos or any of that. Editing video is awesome, and I love creating something that people can watch. So definitely video.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you have any crash stories for us?
Yeah, so crash stories. I have a lot
of those. You're like, yes, here we go. Yeah. Buckle up, guys.
So I have a lot of those. God, I don't even know where to begin. So one of the craziest crash stories I have was the one I said earlier, but then also with the FC40, there was no obstacle avoidance on that. Okay. And I was known for flying pretty reckless, so. And I was known for flying pretty reckless, so with that drone, I just was like all over the place. Like that drone wasn't like for me to take photos with, you know what I mean? Like I didn't buy that drone to take photos or videos. That drone was more of like my first drone to like play around with.
Okay.
So I would go in the backyard and just fly that thing like it was an FPV drone almost. It was crazy. And so one day I was flying like really low to the ground. I was just like playing around and I like zipped up because I was about to hit a tree and it went up into the tree. And I have a video of this, so.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
And it went up into the tree and then it like came crashing down and was like about a foot away from landing in the swimming pool. So, yeah, because it went over the pool. The drone went across the yard, over the pool, up, hit the tree, and then crashed right down next to the pool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that was definitely one of the craziest crashes that I've ever had.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, that scares me. I haven't had too many.
Well, I would never recommend flying your drone like that. Like that was like in 2015 when I was a beginner, and yeah, I wouldn't recommend flying a drone like that. But
okay.
It was a durable drone, I will say that, because that drone I crashed more than any other drone I've ever owned.
I've seen that drone. That drone is on Anthony's wall, and it looks rough, man. Like, that drone's been through some stuff.
It has. If you look at the propellers, they literally have dirt caked into them because of how many times they made contact with the ground.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty crazy.
It looks like that thing's just been kicked around, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, basically, it's been kicked around, so.
I guess so, yeah. Alright, so speaking of, you know, starting off and crashing drones and, you know, all the good stuff, do you have, like, any advice for beginning drone pilots?
Definitely. My advice to you guys is to always practice, because that will make your flying way better. You'll be happier with your footage or your photos. But definitely when it comes to video, like, with photos, you can just fly a drone and stop it, take the photo. With video, you gotta work on your movements.
Oh yeah.
Another piece of advice I have too is if you're doing this professionally or you're trying to get really nice looking photo and video, use ND filters, because in the beginning I didn't. And you can tell. You can definitely tell in my early days that I didn't use the ND filters.
Oh yeah. Not only just like for the way it looks, but the shutter speed and f-stop while taking video. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Sorry guys, that's my dog. He plays with his toys and he growls at them, so. He's like a little Tasmanian devil. We'll get some B-roll of him.
That's great. Aww.
We have other videos with Philo. Check out Anthony's. We had our Flagstaff Sedona trip.
Yeah.
He's in those. He's in our Prescott videos.
Yeah, Philo definitely.
He's right here.
He definitely shows up in videos, so definitely check out those videos.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, don't mind the growling. He's just attacking these little stuffed animals. Let's see. Oh, what's your favorite photo you've done? Or do you have like a favorite presentation or something?
I have a couple of favorite photos. I would say right off the bat, I took a photo on Chimney Beach in Lake Tahoe.
Okay.
I believe it was Lake Tahoe, Nevada, because they have California and Nevada if you go to Lake Tahoe. But that shot was by far one of my favorites. Another shot is from Sedona of Devil's Kitchen.
Oh yeah, your viral photo.
Yeah, I recently took that. So
I was there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It was my recommendation we go there.
Yeah, it was. So that was a good spot, definitely. If you're ever in Sedona, Soldier's Patch Trail.
Yes, it's a short trail and it's beautiful. The landscape changes. You see not only Devil's Kitchen, but you see the 7 sacred pools.
Oh yeah.
So it's a great little hike.
Great hike. And especially if you're a photographer, a drone pilot. It's one of the areas in Sedona where you can fly a drone legally. So there's that.
Do you have like a dream destination you really want to go fly a drone at?
Yes, and you were just there. Hawaii. I really want to go to Hawaii and fly my drone there. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen.
I recommend it, yeah.
Yeah, and I've never been there, and you know, just based off of Amanda's pictures and also just seeing like photos online, wow, what a place.
It was really amazing. I most recently when I went, it was for a video project, so I had to quarantine in the location of the video project, so I didn't even get to like explore the island, but just from what we were seeing, it was so beautiful, and I was able to get such amazing footage. And then like 5 years ago, I went on a family vacation, and we were on a different island, and it was still like one of the most
wow.
like beautiful, luxurious places ever.
Wow.
And like even the two islands were very different, so it was awesome.
It's definitely, I'd love to go there soon, so you're lucky for going there. What a place.
It was nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So why don't you tell us about your big move, because you're an East Coast guy.
Yes, I am. I was born in Binghamton, New York, which is about 3 hours outside of New York City. And I decided to move here because, like a lot of East Coast towns, it's just going into the ground. So I moved to a place with opportunity, and you know, the West is, you know, where they went to search for gold. So here I am. I'm here searching for gold.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a beautiful place to live. I wouldn't live anywhere else, to be honest. I love the West Coast lifestyle, the Arizona lifestyle specifically. The hiking, the places that you see, it's just like, I can never get this stuff in New York. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash New York. New York is a beautiful place. Upstate New York, oh my God, like the Finger Lakes region is amazing.
Yeah, hikes and waterfalls.
Hikes, waterfalls, oh yeah. But when you live somewhere your whole life and like you watch it start going downhill, you know, I wanted to build like a future for myself. So that's why I came to Arizona.
That is so cool. Yeah, I'm kind of boring. Like I'm from Arizona and I've never lived anywhere else. But I don't really think I want to. Like I really love it here. And I mean, I've traveled. There's so many, like I can find a good thing out of any place I go to.
Yeah. For
sure. But, you know, I just love coming home to Arizona.
And you're so lucky to have grown up here. And like this place is the total opposite of where I came from. Like this place is just building and, you know, it's reaching for the sky. It's crazy.
There's like a good energy in Phoenix. Like people here are just, a lot of people here are transplants. A lot of them are really ambitious, like career driven.
Oh yeah.
People. Actually, that's kind of how I think of like New York City.
Well,
like,
yeah.
You don't go to New York unless you're like ready.
New York City is like a completely different like planet than upstate New York.
Oh yeah.
Like crazy. Like whenever I go to the city, it was like being in a whole new place. Like it wasn't even New York.
No, I think of New York City as like. It is like a different planet because it's people from all over the world. Very few people are from there. Very few people stay there their entire life. So it's like this multicultural, transient place.
It is. It really is. It's amazing. And I, for a long time, that was my dream actually, to live in New York City. It was either New York or LA, like a lot of other creators.
Oh yeah.
But I went with Phoenix because this is an up-and-coming place. Like, you really just can't beat it. And I really think that someday Phoenix could be bigger than Los Angeles or even New York. Like, coastal cities, you know, they're threatened by different challenges like climate change and different things, whereas Phoenix, it's a building city, and I just don't see it stopping. It's amazing here.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
And it's so expensive to live anywhere else. I mean, it really is. So...
Yeah, like for a big city, Phoenix is pretty affordable. Like people from like LA and Chicago, like they come here and they just feel like, oh, you know, it's a big city, but it doesn't have that difficult lifestyle. So it's like, it's very like relaxed in a way.
And you can drive here. Like New York, forget it. Like I've got a friend in New York City and he doesn't own a car and he probably never will. Why would you own a car?
Yeah.
So, don't know. I like having a car. I like being able to drive. So
I think that's probably the Arizona lifestyle, is like doing those little road trips.
Oh yeah,
everywhere. And
we're
like,
a road trip place.
It is. It is. That's the Southwest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So it's definitely my type of vibe, for sure.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad you're here.
Yes.
Well, before we wrap this up, I want to ask you about one more story.
Awesome. Let's go.
Can you tell us about one of your most challenging projects you've had to do?
Yes. So it was one of my very first jobs when I was still living in New York.
Okay.
I had a realtor ask me to shoot a house in the middle of nowhere, and I get there and it's just like a forest of trees, like trees everywhere. Like think about the front of the house, just like trees all in front of it, all on the side of it, all behind it. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna shoot this with a drone?
Mm-hmm.
Like, am I just gonna shoot the roof? So it was definitely challenging. It was really challenging, and you know, getting those shots like through the trees. And I'm a very cinematic guy when I'm shooting. I don't just want like boring drone shots. So it was definitely a challenge, but I did a pretty good job. I actually have the video, so here it is on the screen. You can see some of the shots from it, but it was challenging, and in that I definitely felt fulfilled getting that job done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good job. It's always like those challenges that really grow you the most.
Oh yeah, for sure. It helped me to realize that not every job is gonna, you know, be easy. It's not just like an open place to fly. Like, you're gonna have crazy jobs.
The shoots that stress me out the most are always the ones that like push me to grow.
Oh yeah, definitely. They always, anything challenging in life when it comes to drones, whatever it is, it's gonna help you grow. So be excited about the challenging jobs and the challenging shoots. All right.
That's an awesome message.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yes, thank you, Amanda. And this was really cool. We decided to do this because we want you guys to get to know us better. And so Amanda, her interview is going to be on her new YouTube channel. So
yes, subscribe.
All of
Follow
you
me.
subscribe to Amanda. All of you. Link in the description below. And if you like today's video, hit the subscribe button and notification bell. And definitely give this video a thumbs up for us so that it ranks higher in the algorithm. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you. Watch my interview too.
Take care, guys. See you in the next one.